Hi everyone, it's Miss Erig, and I got a little too excited. I thought this was only one question, so I'm going to redo this one and then we'll go on to the next three questions. We're doing F-IF-C, and the first, it's analyze functions using different representations. And we're going to look at the June 2014 test, question number 25. So you already have the graph here, but let me show you how I did the graph. And I'm switching pen colors to kind of help us out. Because it says graph, I know I can put it into the y equals of the calculator. What's really beautiful is it already is in y equals form. So I'm just going to hit y equals, and then I'm going to put in the square root. So I'll hit second. Here's a little blue square root. I need to put x in my calculator, and here's the important part. If you're using parentheses with the x like my calculator's forcing me to, I need to close the parentheses. If you don't have that, you need to make sure you use the arrow keys to get out from underneath the radical. But I have the square root of x minus 1. I'm going to go to second table, and here are all the points that I get. The first point that I get that's not an error is 0, negative 1. So I'm going to go to 0 and go down to negative 1. The next pretty point I have is at 1, 0. So I'm going to go over 1, up 0. Then I'm going to keep hitting the down arrows till I get another pretty point. 4, 1. Over 4, up 1. And then I keep going again till I get another pretty point at 9, 2. Once I have that, I'm going to connect my dots, draw my arrow, and write my function. Okay? So that's how we did that problem. Not too difficult at all. Type it into y equals. Now we actually have 3 more problems in this. We're going to go to August 2014, question number 29. And it says, let f be represented, let f be the function represented by the graph below. Let g be a function such that g of x equals this. And it wants to figure out which function is the larger maximum value. Maximum values are y values. Okay, so which one has the bigger y value? Here, my max is over 1, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my vertex or max would be at 1, 6. So my maximum value is 6. Now, because they give us this, I love calculators. So we're just going to go right to y equals of the calculator, hit clear, and type this in exactly. Parentheses, negative 1/2. I did parentheses because fractions always have to be in parentheses. X squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay. Now I can hit graph to look at what my graph looks like. And I can hit zoom 3 to zoom out, but it won't zoom out until you hit enter. So when I hit enter, you can see there's my max. But what I like to do is I like to look at the tables. Here's my table, and I'm going to see, all right, where does the graph turn? Well, here it goes negative. It's increasing, increasing, increasing. At 411, and then it goes back down to 10.5. So I know my max for here is 411. So what I would write is f of x max is 6. Graphed g of x in calc. Max is 11. G of x has the larger maximum value. And that's it. Not bad at all. Graphing's pretty easy once you get used to it. Next question, January 2015, question number 30. Another easy question, but people got really held up on it. We got held up to it because they missed this part. This part right here is called the domain. So that means that the only numbers we care about fall here. Also, let's look here. See how this says is the less than or equal than sign? Because of that, my function is going to have a solid circle. Here, how it doesn't have that line, it's just less than, that means I'm going to draw an open circle. These would also be solid circles. So let's see what we can do. First, we need to do absolute value of x. I like using my calculator, so I'm going to go to y equals, clear this out, and put in absolute value. Math, over to num, ABS. So I'm going to hit enter, the absolute value of x, and close the parentheses. Now I'm going to go to the table. The only points I care about are between -3 and +1. At negative 3, my y value is at 3. So I'm going to go over to negative 3 and go up to 3. At negative 2, my y value is at positive 2. At negative 1, it's at positive 1. At 0, it's at 0. Now look at this. My y value at 1 is going to be 1, but I'm going to draw an open circle because it doesn't say or equal to. Now I connect these dots, and I stop. Now it says my next one's going to be at 4, so I can go right to here, clear this out, put in 4, go to second table, and see all I get are 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4s, all the way up. So between 1 and 8, I'm going to go to 4, draw my solid circle, go to 8, draw my solid circle, connect. And that's it. That's the stepwise function. All right. Now we have, let's see, F-IF-C again, question number 36. This is our last one. Okay. 36 is a 4-pointer. Given the function, negative x squared plus 8x plus 9, state whether the vertex is a max or a min for the function. Explain. So, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to plug it in. Negative x squared plus 8x plus 9. Now, I'm going to go to the graph so I can just see what it looks like. There we go. We're looking at the graph. What is it going to be? It's going to be, is this the highest point or the lowest point? We know that's the highest point. So what it is, plugged, equation, into calc, vertex. You know what? If we really want to be wonderful, we can go to the table. Whoops. There we go. And we can see where the turning point is. So we go up 9, 16, 21, 24, 25, 24. So we know our turning point is at 425. Is a max. You know what? I'm just going to say C sketch. What we're going to do is we're just going to sketch it. Here's our line. Sketch. Max. Okay. Next. It says rewrite it in vertex form by completing the square. Ooh, lots of kids don't like this. So we're going to do f of x equals negative x squared plus 8x plus 9. This one's a little bit tricky because of the negative in front of the x, but we can do it. The first thing that we need to do is set it equal to 0. So I'm just going to write 0. Next, I like it with a 0 on this side, so I'm going to rewrite it one more time with a 0 on the right. Now we have to move this c term over. So I'm going to subtract 9. These cancel. I'm left with negative x squared plus 8x space equals negative 9. Now the way that we fill the space is we're going to do b divided by 2 squared. Now this b divided by 2 is going to be what's going to be inside my parentheses right here. Okay? This answer, this whole thing, is going to be my new c term. But before I do b divided by 2, I need to get rid of this negative, so I'm going to factor it out only on the left. So I'm going to take this out and switch the signs. Now when I plug it in, I'll have negative 8 divided by 2 squared. Well, negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4 squared. Now I know that inside my new parentheses it's going to be negative 4. But when I figure this out, negative 4 squared is 16. It would help if you could see it, wouldn't it? Okay. So here I'm going to write positive 16. Oops. Wait, what am I doing? Yes, positive 16. But because I'm putting positive 16 here, I'm really doing it negative times that. So negative times positive 16 is negative 16. Okay? So now I can take this and I'm going to have negative parentheses This is going to combine to x minus 4 squared equals negative 25. Now I have to get this 25 over here to put it in vertex form by completing the square. So if negative times x minus 4 squared plus 25 equals 0. Okay? And now, just as an FYI, this really is here. So we know that HK, is the vertex. So our vertex should be 425. And if you notice, okay, this is the official form. Okay? If you notice, 425 is actually what we had at the top. So we just confirmed that we did that problem correctly. That whole thing was a 4-point question. Okay? All right, I think we just finished that one. F-IF-C is done. Great job, everyone.